Welcome to the Press Box. I'm Ryan Thornburn, joined by Steve Mims. We're here at Autzen Stadium after Oregon's 41-38 loss to Colorado. We're actually standing right where Dakota Prukup's interception was intercepted to end the game. And the Buffs are now 2-2, 0-1 in Pac-12 play. And the Buffaloes, who had been stampeded by Oregon 5 times before this, go home with a big win for Mike McCartney.
It has a bit of a feeling of the day the music died. This has been kind of the win Oregon can count on every year against Colorado, and came here and then fell behind, just defensively didn't play well, get back in it, get 3 straight touchdowns to get the lead, and then couldn't hang on. And then just when it looked like was going to be the drive we've seen Oregon make before with other quarterbacks, Dakota, like you mentioned, throws the pick here, and just in an instant it was gone.
I think the story of this game really is Montez, the backup quarterback for the Buffs. Sefo Liufau out with an ankle injury. Montez comes here and just looks like Marcus Mariota, frankly. Just did whatever he wanted, passing the ball, running the ball. Brady Hoke had no answer for him. Oregon did get a late stop to give the offense a chance to pull this out, but overall a tough day for the defense again.
Yeah, I think it was 300 passing and 100 rushing from a guy who was 0 for 7 last week. Every Duck fan thought, boy, we just hope Sefo Liufau doesn't play, and now they're all saying, man, if only Sefo could have been in there. I don't think he would have put up quite those numbers. And you're right, and Montez doesn't look like the most graceful guy out there, but it just seemed like if he ran, he was 10 yards into a first down before he even had anybody on him, and then he'd kind of fall down and lean forward with his tall body and get a couple more. So it was and then he was hitting receivers. They had a couple overturned, and Bobo and Devin Ross and made some big catches. So we knew about those receivers. I think the quarterback was a little bit of a surprise.
And, if we're going to give the defense credit for losing, we should also give them credit for making big plays. Schooler with an interception, Dye with an interception. Those two things really flipped the game. All of a sudden, Oregon's leading 38-33. It looked like they were going to run away with it late.
Yeah, the Schooler one in particular, because Montez had just been marching them down, and then there had to be some doubt. He kind of threw it up. Schooler got it. They go score. You mentioned Dye gives them great field position. They go score. And again, you kind of felt like, boy, if Oregon could get the lead, that may deflate Colorado. And instead, Colorado comes back and gets the game-winning drive.
Then Montez on their second to last drive comes up just shy of a first down. They punt to the Ducks. Big pass play, I think, to Dwayne Stanford. Another one to Carrington. All of a sudden they have a 1st and goal, and then Dakota throws it up, trying to get that quick touchdown, even though they're in a chip shot field goal range, and the game ends.
Yeah, and Helfrich's been talking about how they threw it on first down. They're thinking they wanted to make sure they had enough time to get 4 plays if they needed, including the field goal at the end. Prukop just said basically that he didn't throw it well. He said him and Carrington work, and he's got a place he needs to put it, and he left it up there too long. And like I say, it was just stunning. I mean, there was the last thing you expected. If nothing else, you figure you're going to throw it away 3 times, you're going to run, and Aiden Schneider's going to come out for any field goal, and you're going into overtime. I don't think anybody in this place thought that it was going to end kind of that suddenly.
And Oregon loses consecutive games for the first time since, 2007. Mark Helfrich, starting to hear the boo birds out here. The opening 2-point conversion, they open the swinging gate. The fans pretty much slam the swinging gate shut with their boos. They go for 1 all afternoon. What do you think the mood is, not just of Oregon fans, but inside the locker room right now? I mean, they have to realize they're not going to contend for anything the way they're playing.
Well, quite frankly, if you look at it, the 9 Pac-12 games this year, other than Oregon State, Colorado was the number 2 on your list of cross it off as the game least likely to lose. I mean, you say they've dominated them. It was at home. Now you got Washington State on the road, Washington at home now. You get into kind of that situation almost like last year where you sit there and wonder, where's that next win going to come from? Maybe it comes next week, but like I say, everything's on the table now for this team. I mean, there's no game you go into thinking this one's theirs, because if you thought that was Colorado at home, turns out it wasn't.
So the Ducks are 2-2 and headed to Wazoo. We'll talk to you about that game next week. Thanks for tuning in.